The winds died back. So I'm still working on this area. I probably would have had it finished if I wouldn't have got sick. It is going to warm back up. I had an empty pot I started working on. I'm not going to finish it for the sake of doing the video because I'd like to take my time and find things around the yard to put in the pot. So my amaranth, some of it did end up in here. Evergreens. And then the obvious, I don't know why I can't think of it, but they're everywhere. Look at the pretty colors. These will melt. They won't be so pretty later. But I like them, so I'm going to leave them until they get real melty and then I'll clean them up. I started putting straw on some of these sensitive herbs. Dug out my thyme that I've had in the greenhouse for the last 4 years. This will be 4. But my goal would be to bury some of these all the way up to the top in straw. I've lost a lot of on the fence perennial herbs here in Michigan, Garden Zone 5. Rosemary I've not been able to keep alive. This one's really special. The sage is 50-50. I mean, sometimes they survive, sometimes they don't. That one was planted last year and covered in straw and did survive, but didn't bloom out like the ones in the greenhouse do. So I might take some sage in. I have room now that I've taken my tropicals and moved them. Evergreens in pots, they do well as long as they don't sit in soggy roots. The dirt can't be soggy. It has to be well draining. The plants need to be watered, but not overwatered. The only one that I've ever lost was sitting in soggy soil. Really wet spring. And I had it sitting in a shady spot and it just never really dried out. The rest of these 2 pots here, I've had evergreens in these 2 pots for years. That one I grew from a tiny little stub. It's going on its 4th year. That one's been in a pot for about 4 years, going on 5 years. And I have a sprout. You can see what the evergreen looks like when it's a baby. Look at that. That's a little baby evergreen. Sprouted this year. I am going to Google Lens these trees that blew in. They have red stems. And they're pretty. Don't know what they are. Poppies are doing really well in the cold. This will bounce back. It's going to be 70 in a couple days. It'll be pretty. This is a grapevine.